everybody, welcome to Level Grinding, episode 136. Oh, I'm finally admitting it. I'm stressed. So today is Monday. And I have been planning out my work week, trying to get a sense of what do I need to get done this week in prep for my trip to Las Vegas. And this is partly what is causing me to be stressed because, you see this? This is Monday, and this is Sunday. Literally, my trip to Las Vegas, my business trip is staring me right in the face, and it is making me acutely aware of just how many things I don't have done yet. So, on priority this week is getting my presentation finished. Thankfully, I was able to finish the core video that is forming the backbone of my presentation. So that's done. Now it's just time to break it apart and create the elements that are illustrating the pieces that I'm talking about. Then I need to actually start practicing it and hope that it actually comes together in 15 minutes because that's my target length, because that's how long my talk is supposed to be. So yeah, that's one thing that I'm stressing out about. But the other thing that I have going on this week that's super important is that I need to start production on the project for Denver Rescue Mission. That got the green light this morning, which I'm super excited about. As I mentioned last week, this is one of the biggest projects that I've ever worked on, so I'm really excited to be able to do that, but it means I've got to wear a bunch of different hats while I'm away on my business trip. Like, I don't get to just do one thing, I have to do two things. Fantastic. Thankfully, I have somebody who's going to be here on the back end who's going to be doing all of the actual writing process, so I don't have to be involved in that, but it's still something that I got to percolate on and like just be aware of. On top of that, on Friday, I had a conversation with my mentor. He wants me to do a project for him after I get back from NAB, so I'm going to have two things going on simultaneously. Then I have a friend of mine who's coming into town for that following weekend. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and right now I'm trying to remember to take it one day at a time, take it one task at a time, and remember that this is what's supposed to be. Now, the other thing that was supposed to happen this week that I've decided to postpone is the fact that this week was supposed to be the start of my next 12-week year. This would be year 7 of my 12-week year, and last week I was supposed to have done my week 13 review, get this next year planned. That didn't happen, and partly because I made the decision that I was not going to push for it. This is for two reasons. One, I knew that this week was going to be bananas. Two, I knew that next week was definitely going to be bananas. And as a result, I did not want to try and get started on 12-week year, knowing that I would be going promptly into 2 weeks, especially next week for week 2, where it just wouldn't like actually work at all. And so I decided I'm going to postpone the start of my current year, year 7, until the 3rd week of April. Now, I'm kind of annoyed that I'm going to do this because since I started doing 12 week years at the end of 2016, my years have always fallen pretty much at the start. They always start at the beginning of the quarter and they end at the end of a quarter. So like January until the end of March is a year. From the beginning of April until the end of July is end of June is a year, and so those things have always fallen right directly into the calendar quarters, and so it looks really easy. It's a lot of fun. It's like matched up with some of my quarterly goals for my business in general, so like it's just always been one of the things. So now I'm going to be 2 weeks off, which I'm kind of annoyed about, and I mean, the solution is I could just shorten the year, make it a 10-week year instead of a 12-week year. That is still definitely a possibility. But yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to think about that and hopefully put some legs to that while I am in LA. After my business trip to NAB, I'm going from Las Vegas to California and then from California back home. And so I'm tying a couple of other business meetings on the back end of this in Los Angeles. But that also means that I'm hoping to have some time to go sit on a beach with a journal and a cup of coffee and put my toes in the water and just like chill out. It's kind of, I'm calling that my reward after all of this bananas that have been going on for the past few weeks trying to get ready for this. So anyway, that is everything that is going on. My priority today is working on my presentation. That is the most important thing that I have to get finished this week. The only other thing that is as important, simply because it's time sensitive, is the contract, of course, for Denver Rescue Mission, so that I'm going to get done later today. And then I also have a client my client Drew, who has a project that's going on the 20th of April. He's having an event, and so I have a Facebook ad to start running and a newsletter to get out for him by the end of this week. So those are the three most sensitive things that have to happen. And if those three things happen this week, I'll be fine. I don't care about anything else. Those are the three things that have to happen. So right now I'm going to go get started on my presentation, go start making all of those elements, because that right now is the most critical thing. That is the most important one thing that I have to do right now. And I'm going to give it all of my morning attention, because that is going to be the time when I'm going to give it my best work. And rather than doing the thing that I like to do, which is get everybody else out of the way so I can focus on me, I'm going to focus on me, because inevitably what ends up happening is I focus on everybody else and I have nothing left for myself. So I'm not making that mistake today. Today I'm going to go hit the books, hit my computer, and knock out what I need to get knocked out, because really it shouldn't take that long, and then I can have my presentation done and I can actually start practicing it. So yeah, happy Monday! So, groovy thing that happened on Friday, Robo bought me a replacement mini watch, and it is currently 1:30, and I just finished lunch. I took a late lunch, which was interesting. I try very hard not to take a late lunch, but right now I'm going to take a break from my editing project, and I am working on the contract that I need to send to Denver Rescue Mission. Really like to get that done today. So this is a good little change of pace before I jump back into editing the elements that I need to do for my NAB presentation. Yeah, so far moving right along. I think I've got about half of the stuff done that I need to have, and so I should be able to get it all done by the end of today. Woo woo, this will be a major, major thing off my to-do list. Oh my goodness, writing contracts, even with templates, and writing invoices, even with templates, always takes longer than I think it does. But I'm done. Everything is off to Denver Rescue Mission, so woo-woo, this project can move forward the second they get the contract back to me and invoicing and all this stuff. So, hooray. That is processing through. I need to get back to my edit, but I had thought that came as a result of yesterday. Yesterday, Robo and I went roller skating like we like to do all the time on the weekends, and we went out with a bunch of our friends up to Arvada skate park, and I finally did something that's been freaking me out for a long time. I put my hard wheels back on my roller skates. Now, I have 2 different sets of roller skates. Yes, I have 16 different wheels for my roller skates. 8 of them are squishy wheels. They're not really gummy, like you can't get stuck to them, but they're really soft, and they're meant for skating on pavement, on anything that has lots of little bumps and dings and whatnot on the ground. And because of that, they help me roll over them a lot more smoothly. I don't have these hard wheels underneath them and making me go over every single bump and crack in the pavement. So as gummy wheels, though, they're slow. They slow me down when I'm on slick surfaces. And so if I'm carving a wall in a bowl in a skate park, I have to work really hard to get any sort of speed on that transition, and it's because my wheels are prohibiting me from going fast, because they're helping me stick to the transition. This is what they're supposed to do. So putting on harder wheels in that situation, i.e. a very nice smooth surface, actually makes me go faster. It makes me go faster because there's less resistance, because my wheels aren't getting stuck on the transition. And this means more speed, this means more velocity, this means more oomph going across the park. And speed and velocity have been terrifying me as a skater over the past few months, as I have been getting higher and higher up on the transition, as I've been dropping in from larger and larger platforms, boxes, whatever it is. I'm getting up there. I've dropped in now on a oh good grief, a 5.5-foot wall, and it's fantastic. But the thing that has kept me from feeling really terrified is going slower down that transition. But the thing that I realized yesterday is that my slow wheels are holding me back. They're great for training, because I have to develop muscle to go quickly with sticky wheels. But when it comes to flying and doing really cool stuff and getting enough speed to carve really quickly and enjoy the jumps and the airs, I have to go to harder wheels. And so I finally put them on yesterday and got over my fear and jumped into a bowl and started carving. And you can see that clip right here.
We got retro rolls. Scott put. Yes. Woo! Oh dang, girl! Hitting that hip. Who's the ish? Yes. I'm sorry for the poor quality in this video. And I just spit all over your phone because I'm out of breath here. But you're killing it. Just so you know.
So it got in there and I started carving, and I started carving really fast, like so fast that you can see me jumping, like I'm getting air over the hip, and that's these little, so you got like the transition and it's this thing, and then you get this seam where, you know, the bowl starts to move. Basically it ends up with like a bump in the wall. And so when you skate over it, it's really easy to get air because basically you're going over a jump, even if you're going sideways. And so that was amazing, but it took a lot for me to get to that point where I was okay with that kind of speed and velocity. And I've been thinking about it ever since yesterday with the context of all of the projects that I have going on. You know, I'm preparing a presentation, I'm going away on a business trip, I am simultaneously producing a video project. I will have one given to me while I'm in Los Angeles. I have the possibility of picking up a couple more in the middle of April, and there's just all of this stuff going on, and I've had to ratchet my life up into an even higher gear to catch up and to work with it. I mean, I was literally telling a friend of mine a couple weeks ago, you know, I feel like every single time I start going, maybe I should slow my life down, this kind of stuff happens where everything starts coming at me. And I realized yesterday and today, in thinking about all that speed that I was getting with my harder wheels, I already knew what to do. My body already knew what to do to make it happen. My body already knew how to go up a transition. My body knew how to carve. My body knew how to have an air and still control it. And that was fine. The only thing that was holding me back was my own fear and my own belief that speed was too much for me. And so I'm realizing, in light of that, that the same thing applies with my business. The same thing applies with this extremely busy season that I am entering, that the thing that's going to hold me back is my own disbelief that I actually can pull it all off. And I know that I can pull it all off. I've been producing videos for 10 years. I have produced projects that are similar to this one, nowhere near as in size or budget, but I have done it before, and I know how to do it, and I know all the pieces that I need. So the only person that's going to hold me back with these projects is my own fear of making a mistake, of doing it wrong, of not being able to handle it, when I already know how to handle it. If I know how to get air over the hip in a bowl, and because I've been practicing, then I should know how to handle a massive project because I've been practicing. I've been practicing for 10 years. And so this was kind of my thought, and the thing that really helped me today. I'm still kind of terrified that Sunday is less than 7 days away. Like, it's 6 days as of, you know, now, and they're only just going to keep ticking down, and this whole whirlwind is about to launch. But I can do it. I can do it because I already know that I can do it. I already know that I can do it. You know, it's kind of like that moment in Harry Potter where Harry makes the Patronus to protect himself and Sirius, and he doesn't realize in the moment, the first time that he sees it, that it's his own Patronus. And prior to that point, he's not been able to make a Patronus. But later on in the time loop that ends up happening, Harry knows that he can finally make that Patronus because he already saw himself do it. It's the exact same thing. I know that I can do it because I have all of this history behind me of actually being able to pull this kind of stuff off, of being confident in knowing that I know enough about it. And so it's the exact same thing. Sometimes you know that you can do something if you look back and you see what your track record is and you see how well you have pulled off things. Yes, a little bit smaller, but still technically in the same realm of possibility and in terms of work and final product. So that's my encouraging thought for you today. Like, I don't get to do this very often and just like spitball this kind of stuff. I do it a lot on my Instagram, and I've been doing like daily stories. I call them walk talks because I do them while I'm out walking. And that's where I like put this kind of encouragement stuff out there. But yeah, this idea, you already have what you need. You already have the experience and the practice to level up and to take a bigger step. You've already been doing it. It's now just time to go a little bit bigger. Don't be afraid of bigger. Your body already knows what to do. Your brain already knows what to do. If you've been practicing your craft, whatever that is, the business that you have, your vocation, your skills that are in there, or a hobby that you're pursuing, like I am, roller skating, your body already knows what to do. You've been practicing. You can do it. Just take the deep breath and get some more speed, and don't be afraid of velocity. Okay, it is just after 5. I'm taking a break because my brain hurts. I'm trying to figure out how to make some animations do what I need them to do. And I have completely forgotten how to do this apparently, so I've been stuck in frustration mode trying to figure out keyframes and positions, and yeah, I'm totally annoyed. So anyway, giving my brain a rest. We'll come back to that at some point. Robo's probably going to get home soon, so I'm going to call this the end of today's video just because once he gets home, it's going to be bananas around here. We've got to eat, and then we got to dash out. We bought new shoes this weekend, and mine I don't think are quite fitting right, so I need to run back to the store, and I got to pick up a couple of other clothes items so that I can go to Las Vegas with all the appropriate things. So tonight's going to be busy. Anyway, yeah, I had a thought. I'll come back when I remember what it is. Oh yeah, that's right. I was trying to close this video out. Duh. So this is the end of 136 days of level grinding the daily hustle. I will see you all tomorrow for day 137. If you have ever had an opportunity where it was time for you to ratchet up what you were doing and to push harder and to go bigger, I would love to hear how you got around that and how you pushed yourself forward and got through all of the terrifying, wonderful thoughts that happen when you realize I'm about to do something really big. So leave those in the comments below. I would love to hear those. If this is your first time here and this is your first video, welcome. Go ahead and click subscribe. You don't want to miss this, definitely, especially with all the stuff going on right now. There's definitely going to be something interesting happening as I try to keep all these plates going at once. So you should subscribe so you can see how things are going from here on out. And yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you think somebody else needs a message about grabbing on and going with more velocity and getting things going and just doing it because you already have what's in you, you should click the share button. Yeah, you should click the share button. Share it with your friends, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great night. Ciao.